Hey, welcome back to the Techstead. Tech Billy 83 here with the Sprout.
I'm not good at this at all.
We got a nice sunset here, and the Sprout apparently is.
I'm very bad at this.
What are you doing?
I'm axe throwing. Am
Oh,
I too far away?
I don't know.
I'll do it double-handed.
Double-handed.
Oh, but I'm a little better.
That was pretty good, actually. I mean, you hit the red.
Yeah, but you missed the other two shots.
All right. Well, anyways, the Sprout and the sunset here aren't really the main point of this video.
No.
So let's. Not bad.
I gotta do two-handed. I gotta do. Oh!
Oh God.
Stand out of my way.
All right. Anyway, let's have a look at what we got going on here. We have us a wood splitter on the excavator. How about that? So this here is a 33-ton wood splitter. It was part of a Cub Cadet horizontal slash vertical wood splitter. So basically I just removed the splitter part off the little baby trailer that had the engine and the hydraulic tank and all that stuff. And you know, a couple hydraulic fittings later and some welding. And now I've got the wood splitter on the excavator. And I gotta tell you, it's working out pretty good. Because as you can see here, the Sprout is hard at work, you know, whittling her way through this massive pile of logs. So what we got going on here is a tree company every so often will drop us off entire loads of wood. Like that one right there, that came the other day. In fact, I gotta move that pretty quick here because tomorrow's Tuesday, September 2nd. The rest of the world starts to work, but we do not. We took tomorrow off, in addition to a lot of other days previously. Anyway, so beforehand, the Sprout and I would spend a lot of time manhandling this wood with a tractor and forks, pallet forks, and then lining it up on a 3-point hitch wood splitter. That, are you trying to move that? Are you serious?
I can't.
Can I move it?
No.
Oh, no, it moved me back. That one's a serious piece of wood. I'm pretty sure that's maple. And that's like 3 feet around. So basically, you know, we would struggle with a 3-point hitch wood splitter. It's, oh, they're in those weeds somewhere. And then we'd put it on the back of that tractor, and then the Sprout would run the handle back and forth, and then I would position the wood like this with the tractor on top of that other splitter, and we'd, you know, give it one little split and be like, eek! And then I'd rotate it by hand or drop it down on the ground and manhandle it with the tractor and get it in a, you know, a fresh spot, and then you know, just go cartwheel all the way around it, and then eventually split the thing up. Well, not anymore, because now I have this beauty on the excavator, and I can do everything myself right from there. But we're gonna basically just use this to you know, quarter or eighth or maybe sixth these logs, and then we'll probably still hand load them into the other splitter to actually make them the right size to go in a furnace. So I'll give you a quick overview of what it took to get this set up. So basically I welded some D-rings, got these at Tractor Supply. Actually no, I got these ones at Runnings. Welded these onto the tube for the splitter, and then I have these threaded eyes. I say threaded because they actually had a threaded piece that I welded one on each side to this bucket. This is a 10-inch trenching bucket that I don't really use that often. So I welded these things on there to try and be as non-invasive as possible. And all was great until that one snapped, and you can see how much material was actually involved in that. Yeah, so anyway, so then what I did is I just I cut the threads right off of the eyelet and just welded it right on. That must have been some contamination in there. I wouldn't worry about that between you and me. because I'm actually thinking I'm probably going to acquire some more of these and put one each on each side of the bucket, because I got a feeling those eyes are they're gonna opt out at some point. All right, enough of me yammering. We got we got some willful candidates here to see if they can stop the progression of the splitter. Got some green wood. I think that's pine, so I mean it's not fair. Got that bad boy and this thing. I think this thing showed up sometime this year. I don't know. It's actually too wide, so I may try and flip it over and, you know, kind of knife into it sideways. And then we got the Sprout, who's going to be our camera person here while I'm, you know, running Mini. All right. Demonstration time.
Okay.
To the other side so you can see like where it actually happens.
Okay.
There you go.
Right here?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Oh, nice. She split. Right in half. I should have my steel toes on right now, but I don't. Look at that! Look at that! You gonna try this big one? This big one?
Yeah.
It's a little too wide.
Thought it did.
It looks just too wide. too wide.
Alright, I'm gonna get this one right through the branch.
Okay.
This will be a good test to see it's got enough power.
If you can go through the knot.
Like that.
No. every way.
Somebody's messing with me.
Standard size.
Well, there you have it.
What do you think?
I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going away.
Thank you, Sprout. All right, so as you saw, this thing works pretty good. Even some bigger things that are, you know, man, look at that sunset. Holy cow.
Yeah, I already showed it.
So it works pretty good. Even the bigger chunks, you know, if you whittle away at them around the edges and try to, you know, get them closer to the dimension that will fit in the jaw, so to speak, you can, you know, work the bigger pieces. As you see, it splits with the grain, against the grain, all the grain. Good stuff. So there's some bugs to be worked out here. So some of the stuff that I have yet to do, and some things that I've already noticed that need modification. One, I need to better manage these hydraulic hoses because they're way too long. They were just what I had laying around extra. And as you can see here, they get right in the danger zone. In fact, you see these black marks here. I've kind of nipped the corner there a few times between the thumb and that bucket. So I gotta figure out, you know, either loop them and zip tie them up out of the way or something, or just get shorter ones. I don't know, something. The other thing I have to do is I have to actually cross these two lines. So that one needs to go over there and that one needs to go over there. either down here, or what I'll probably do is just do it up there, because I can minimize the amount of hydraulic fluid by doing that end of the hose, the amount of hydraulic fluid that ends up spilling on the ground. Reason being, when I'm using the foot pedal here to actually operate the auxiliary function on the excavator, when I go to the right, that's what actually extends the ram and actually, you know, moves the ram or the hydraulic cylinder to the left to actually split the wood. And when I step on the right or on the left side, it returns it back home and moves it. Did I say right? I meant to say when I hit the pedal to the right, it moves the ram to the left. When I hit the pedal to the left, it moves the ram to the right. So I need to fix that, because it's counterintuitive and it's kind of annoying. You know, it's like at this point I've got muscle memory already, but it's something that I just want normal. I don't want somebody to like get in there and be like, what the heck? And have to, you know, figure it out. Yeah, like that. You know, I should be able to just come over and take the iPad when I want to, like, take ownership of the filming and not have to like hunt you down. My sprout. Anyway, the other thing that's really critical is I need to put some guards. So I have to fabricate some guards to go around these hoses to keep these fittings and stuff from getting destroyed, you know, smacking this thing around. That's high on the list here of things, so I'm probably going to have to get some 1/4 inch thick plate steel and cut it up and weld it, and, you know, make just some simple guards. I'll probably end up welding some nuts or a stack of nuts somewhere on the, probably not the cylinder. I'm not a fan of welding on the cylinder and making weak spots for it to eventually blow out. But I'll have to figure out, you know, a place to like weld a stack of nuts and then bolt the guard to that stack of nuts so that it's removable, so that if you ever have to, you know, work on these, or if it develops a leak or something, you got to fix it. That's something else that you know, I got to get going on. And then another thing is I need to build like a little bump out here. So you can see where this paint is scraped on the box. That's where the back of the bucket is. So like when I open up the bucket and carry the splitter up in the air on the back side of it, right now it's just they're touching. It's okay, they're friends and all, but it's like I want to build a little bump out, because the issue is it's also touching on the carrier for the wedge, and it's starting to, you know, bang up these nuts and bolts and all that crap, and I want to prevent that. So if I put a spacer in here to you know, meet the bucket sooner, when I curl backwards, it'll float above this and give a little gap. So I'm probably gonna, you know, make some kind of a spacer to go in there, and I've got some rubber pads that I'm thinking I might try to use. A long time ago I acquired these rubber pads that go underneath an air compressor to kind of dampen the vibration and noise and everything, and they weren't exactly what I thought they were, so they just kind of went into storage. But now that I'm looking at this, I'm like, they're like 1 inch thick, and they would probably do the trick here perfect. So I just need to figure out the type of fastener that I'm going to use to kind of affix them to the side of the box here. But I think that's about it. Oh, and then these other D-rings. You know, these eyelets are okay for now, but I think I'm probably going to do D-rings. I think the sprout's going up there to mediate the chickens. Heard some chicken drama here. It didn't sound like anything terrible, but, you know, she's gonna go up there and check anyway. So yeah, so, you know, we heat with wood here because it's free, and you know, it smells nice and it's warm, and I got plenty of wood to heat with. It's just we had a processing bottleneck up until now. So I guess I'm going to try my hand at this. We had us a little get together the other day, so I threw this together real quick, and everybody enjoyed it. Actually, it went pretty good. Everybody had a good time. So as I'm holding the iPad, trying to balance. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, buddy. Look at that. Nice. Oh, I mean, the blade didn't go in perfect, but that would have definitely hurt somebody's feelings. That's for sure. So, speaking of feelings, you know, feel free to drop down into the comment section and let us know how you feel about this here little side project and the wood splitter conversion on the excavator. I'm pretty happy with it. I did have a splitter once before that it didn't go left to right like this. It went front to back. It stuck way out. And that splitter was a cob job. Somebody had put it together from scratch, and when they put it together, they didn't, they didn't leave any pins for which to, get the ram out and service it. And lo and behold, one day the ram started leaking. First, it started as a weep. Then it turned into all the sorrows and started gushing. Yeah, so I had to get rid of it. And then I've been wanting to get this type of tool back into my inventory for a while now. And finally, something for the right price showed up on Facebook Marketplace. And, met the guy, got it. Well, I can just show you, I guess. Hang on real quick here. We're almost coming up on half an hour, so I'm going to try and skedaddle. There she is. So here's all my tools and everything from earlier. I did a generator project update video earlier, so got all kinds of stuff in flux here. So here is the trailer from that Cub Cadet splitter setup. There's the pump, and there's the motor. It definitely needs a new carburetor and probably a flush, new oil, the whole 9 yards, because that's kind of the way it was outside, uncovered, and there was water, standing water in the carburetor when I went to look at it. But as you know, I wasn't really interested in the power plant per se. I was interested more in the ram and the splitter itself. So, and then you may notice here that dark oil. That is the oil that came out of the live circuit on the hydraulics. Focus. It's getting dark, so it's having trouble autofocusing here. So the oil that came out of the ram itself, that's kind of static. It just goes back and forth. It doesn't really go anywhere. But the live circuit between the pump, the control valve, and the tank. If you're not familiar with splitters, this is the tank right here. It's a hydraulic reservoir full of fluid. That's probably like a 10-gallon or so. That was pretty murky, and it's got chunks of metal in it. So either the pump failed or the control valve failed. I believe, yeah, there's the control valve right there in that bucket. Yeah. So one or the other or both. I'm leaning more toward the pump because the guy said the pump did leak a little bit. So something probably grenaded inside the pump. It's not like it's super duper industrial grade piece of equipment there. It's just an aluminum housing, aluminum body. So I would like to try and recover this. I don't know how bad that thing is or the condition of anything. I think what I may do is find acquire some really cheap hydraulic fluid, drain this thing out. Oh yeah, the engine needs a new recoil. Needs a new carburetor and a recoil. So I got to find out what the model of that is, what the OEM of the motor itself is. It's either a Briggs or a Kohler or something. And then get a recoil for it, get a new, eBay China carb, throw it all together, see if it'll run, and then get the pump back on there and see what we get. And probably a new filter. Drain the tank, flush it, put new fluid in it, see if I can get the thing to, kind of sort itself out. I got a couple buckets that I'll spray the oil into, and you know, if it don't clear up, then it's definitely gonna need a new pump, and hopefully the valve itself, you know, the control valve is still good. But I mean, I'm not too familiar with wood splitters. I mean, maybe that is normal. Maybe they're just a dirty machine to begin with. But the whole reason, get to the point, man. The whole reason that I'm doing all this is because the split fire, the other wood splitter that we use in the back of the tractor, I want to mount that to this trailer and then make that splitter mobile so that we don't have to actually take a tractor out of commission in order to run the splitter, or, you know, use the tractor with 8 feet of, you know, destruction hanging off the back that you have to be, you know, cognizant of when you're driving around your yard and around people's vehicles and all that sort of stuff, you know, making wide turns and stuff, or, you know, backing up and, you know, stabbing things. So I'm hoping that I can get this little trailer. Look at that, the wheel is crooked. I'm hoping I can get this little trailer up and running, you know, get the motor and all that stuff working, and the pump and all, attach the split fire to it, and then cart that around on this. And then, you know, kind of just maximize our throughput on the whole wood splitter operation. And then, you know, because it's also a pain in the butt to mount and unmount that thing. I mean, I do have the quick hitch on the back of the tractor, and that splitter has the quick hitch adapters and everything. But the splitter itself doesn't have a kickstand. So it's like I need to stack up a whole bunch of pallets and, you know, to the right height to, you know, store the splitter so that when it's time to use it, I can just back up to it and hitch it on. Otherwise, if it goes flat on the ground, it's like I need another machine to pick it up to the right height to, you know, attach it. So, you know, it's just, you know what I mean. All right, it's getting dark. All right, let's end with the sunset. I mean, how could you not? Let's go out here. I'm gonna go out to the end of the flat area here where we're putting all our fill in, where eventually there might be a Techbilly 83 palace of some sort. If I win the lottery, it'll be a bunker. If I don't, then that'll be an interesting couple of videos. Alright, so our little slice of paradise here, we get quite the sunsets, as you can see. So straight out yonder, if you go far enough, you'll end up in Lake Ontario. So we do get that cold Canadian air during the winter. Oh boy. And we've already started getting some of it with all these cold fronts that have been moving through. So that was kind of the catalyst as to why I hit the gas on the wood splitter project, because we got to get splitting. And I do actually have another furnace that I just acquired today off of Marketplace that's gonna be a stopgap to make the camper nice and toasty, because the camper moved this year. It's not in the same spot it was. We had another furnace that was hooked up and did great job keeping the place. But now that it's in its new home up next to the chicken coop so that the sprout doesn't have to run all over hell, there's no wood stove up there now, but there will be. All right, so as the sun sets, so does this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And you know, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more cool things to come. All right, take care. Bye.